Hey, folks out there in VC land, it's Robert with Blocks of Sonic Wafers, and I'm here today to make several updates and catch ups and notifies and things of that nature. Starting with VCLT, the first ever unboxing of VCLT on this channel. And here it is from New Haven, Connecticut. Sally's a pizza, baked and served on the premises. Let's get into it and have a look. No tape to cut. There we go. Skunked again. I don't know, I'll save this box and open it again later. Okay, it's been a little bit, but I won a couple of contests, I'm excited to say. And one of those contests I won was from Richard at Calvin Wazoo, who was gracious enough to send me a gift card for Amazon, which I used to get my hands on the updated version of A Momentary Lapse of Reason. I'm kind of a completist. This is not my favorite Pink Floyd album. I do enjoy it. Especially like Turning Away, On the Turning Away. This has got a surround sound version. It's got 3 live tracks from Atlanta, alternate versions of the cover art, a very nice little booklet, some more hypnosis photos in here that were not used. It contains a very nice little envelope, which contains postcards. If there's one thing Pink Floyd likes, is postcards. So that's basically the same artwork that's on the front. They're very flimsy. An airplane engine. These are stickers, actually, I just noticed, as they are hang glider, the row, row, row your boat, row, row, row the vote, dogs of war. So all of these are stickers. That's kind of why they're flimsy. I probably won't stick them on anything, so I can keep the set complete. And then, of course, this is the CD version, also with an alternate cover shot. And the Blu-ray version is over there somewhere. It's not currently in the box. Thank you very much, Richard, with the balance of that. I got another concept album from IKEA. It's on the Columbia label, as you see there. Some assembly required. Arabica Coffee is the name of the band. And I think Medium Roast is the actual name of the album. And this is Amazon's own, which I did not know they had such a thing. I haven't tried any of it yet. I'm looking forward to giving it a shot. It's from the Rainforest Alliance, so that's a good thing. So anyway, 32 ounces of goodness. Thank you, Richard. I also won a contest from Slam Bones Car Full of Idiots, and at this time he's been a little too busy to get up with me, so I don't have anything to show. I've been talking a lot about the Oxford American music issues, and in that video I mentioned that I had another one coming in the mail. This is the 1998 release. There's one or two earlier than this that I need. I will post the track list, but this has Station Blues by Othar Turner, Will the Circle Be Unbroken by the Staples Singers, High on a Mountain by Marty Stewart, I'll Be There by the Hackberry Ramblers, Ode to Billy Joe by Bobby Gentry, Yes We Can by Lee Dorsey, Glowworm by Johnny Mercer, Blues in the Night by Rosemary Clooney, Duty Free by Vic Chestnut, Your Lips by Olu Dada, Dance the Night Away by the Mavericks, Prelude from Prelude and Blues by Conlon Nancaro, Tom and Mary by the Ben Folds Five, Stone Cold Fox by Dave Myers, Is You Is or Is You Ain't My Baby by Louis Jordan, Little Maggie by the Stanley Brothers, Dress of Laces by Nancy Griffith, rest in peace. I'm not going to try to pronounce this one, by the Magnolia Sisters. And finally, Why Not Smile by R.E.M. So as usual, quite a mix there of historical context and some contemporary as well. All kinds of genres. That's what I love about these. You learn a lot from them. I'm going to attempt to put it, and I think there's 24 of these. I'm going to attempt to put them all on a 32 gigabyte thumb drive and see how that works. Okay, another thing I got new in the mail. Well, it wasn't new. It was used, but you can't tell it. Very minty mint. And that is Nick Drake, A Treasury. But this is an SACD, and it does contain a surround sound mix. It's got 15 tracks. Introduction, Hazy Jane 2, Riverman, Cello Song, Hazy Jane 1, Pink Moon, Poor Boy, Magic, Place to Be, Northern Sky, Road, Fruit Tree, Black-Eyed Dog, Way Too Blue, and From the Morning. You know, some of the tracks on this are very scarce in instrumentation. Some of them are simply Nick Drake and his guitar, but in the 5.1 mix, they have masterfully moved the sound out to allow the acoustics of the room to move into your surround sounds and put you in the room where it's actually being recorded. And the songs with more orchestra and band and such are just really well done. I think it's the Brighter Later album that has more band and orchestration, and that album has a lot of Richard Thompson's involvement, David Maddox, Dave Pegg. So it's almost a Fairport Convention record, except it's Nick Drake's song. And Dave Maddox and Dave Pegg both went on to do stints in Jethro Tull, if you're not aware. I'm sure most of you are. But this is an absolutely beautiful disc. I have most of Nick Drake's stuff, but when you get to hear it in 5.1, it's just like starting over. So there's that. I'm expecting a package anytime, and I hope it arrives so that I can add it into this video. If not, I may break this up into more than one chapters. This past weekend, I got up Friday morning at 7 o'clock, hit the road, drove to Washington, D.C., which was 6 hours in the drive time. Got there with about 3 hours before my dinner reservations. So I took a walking tour, was staying right in the heart of D.C. and could walk to the White House, and did. If you look at my last video, you'll see bits of that. And then I went to the oldest restaurant in Washington, D.C., which is also right there downtown. It's Old Ebbets Grill. Had a great dinner there. They're large on seafood. I had oysters Rockefeller, followed by a lump crab meat salad. All of it was excellent, followed by creme brulee. So now that you're hungry, after that we went on to the Capitol, the Capital One Center Arena, that is, and saw Roxy Music. Opening act was St. Vincent. I was not familiar with St. Vincent, although I've seen the name around quite a bit, and I have to say they put on quite a show. I was very impressed. Enjoyed them musically. Stage presentation was very good. And then the main course, Roxy Music, and you can also see clips of that show in my last video. But they had a huge stage video presentation, which was almost as big as a Rolling Stones or Pink Floyd presentation. And they sounded absolutely wonderful. 4 original members. Brian Ferry, his voice has matured and he can't quite hit the higher notes like he used to, but it did not hurt the presentation one bit. If anything, It was a more matured version of some of the songs, adding pathos to some numbers. Uh, I was totally blown away. I've not been a Roxy Music fan before. I do have a 5.1 version of Avalon, which I absolutely love, and they did at least a couple of songs from Avalon, maybe more. Uh, it was incredible. If you get an opportunity on this tour, you better grab it because it's probably going to be the last tour that they do. Uh, it's expensive. I was fortunate in the fact that I was gifted my ticket for being the chauffeur, but it was a 6 hour drive up and turned out to be an 8 hour drive back the very next morning. I am still tired. Anyway, that's enough of that. The other night I watched Thor, Love and Thunder. That's the latest offering from the Marvel Universe. And I have to say, although I enjoyed it, it had a lot of good humor in it and such. It seems to me like it's leaning more and more into Disney territory. Uh, they're kind of starting to throw in a lot of Disney influence. Maybe it's just my imagination because in the Marvel Universe there's been some more serious aspects, if you can, call fantasy serious, but it's just like the more serious Batman movies compared to the earlier comic booky type. Uh, this leaned a little more comic booky than they have been, and I think they're going that direction. I started watching Avatar the sequel. I didn't even know it was out. Uh, I'm going to go back and finish it, but I have to say that at the point that I have watched up to, it's almost a carbon copy of the first movie because the star of the first movie, he passes on at the beginning of this one, and his twin brother, identical, takes his role, and they go back to Pandora, whatever it is, and he has to go through everything just like in the original movie. He gets there and he meets the woman who doesn't trust him. He has to learn about all the critters and animals in the forest. He has to pick that flying thing. It has to pick him just like in the original. The men don't trust him, and he has to earn their trust. I mean, it's just like watching the first movie up to the point I've got so far. So take that with a grain of salt. It's still beautifully done, great colors. But I did watch a movie the other night that I highly recommend called Where the Crawdads Sing. Now, this is a Southern Gothic mystery, and it leans towards being a chick flick, but I can admit that I appreciate a good chick flick on occasion, and this was one of those. It had great music in it, and it was a very good story and a very good film, very well done. I highly recommend it. And here was a big surprise for me. The main song of the movie, which was Carolina something or other, came at the end of the film, and I was really enjoying the song, and then the credits rolled by. It was Taylor Swift wrote it and performed it. I never would have thought that this was Taylor Swift, and to be honest with you, I don't think I've ever heard Taylor Swift until this point. But I was impressed. So, I've never not liked Taylor Swift because she's earned my respect by things she's done in the music business, not relating to hearing her music because I haven't. But I was impressed by that song. So that gets us up to date until my package arrives. And at that point, I'll jump back in here and we'll do an opening. And finally, some real VCLT from me to me. International priority. And I thought it was interesting. It's signed and dated 6/9/2022. 6/9 happens to be my birthday. But I don't know why they went back that far to sign this when I just ordered it 13 days ago. Anyway, there's customs declaration. I'm not sure exactly what this logo on here says. Let's get into it. Boy, you shy. It's got a zippy strip underneath this tape. Well, this ain't working too well. I see. Now we're getting somewhere. Now we're cooking with gas. Not through cutting. But we're close. I'm getting excited. How about you? Alright, we got paperwork. Camel, I can see your house from here. I'm pretty sure I had this on vinyl at one time in the long ago. I don't know whatever happened to it. But now I have a new CD copy with a couple of bonus tracks. And you can probably guess where this stuff came from. It's Cherry Red Records. Alright, now we've got Looking Through the Glass Onion. The Beatles Psychedelic Songbook from 66 to 72. And it's got 3 CDs. This is on the Grapefruit label. 3 CDs, all Beatles covers. Some bands we all know and love, and a lot of bands on here I've never heard of. You've got Camel doing the Mystery Tour. Deep Purple doing Help. Yes, Every Little Thing. And then we've got a band called Affinity doing I Am the Walrus. The Hollies, If I Needed Someone. The Mirage, The Kippington Lodge. Eyes of Blue, Sounds Nice, Design. Episode 6, Cliff Bennett and the Rebel Rousers. Hair Rave Up. Blonde on Blonde. Atlantic Bridge. Jawbone. Spooky Tooth's version of I Am the Walrus is on here. And of course I will post this set list up on this there video, because I'm not going to read all of these, but I'm looking for bands I recognize. Stone the Crows is on here. Vera Lynn is on here. Anywho, there is Looking Through through a glass onion. For Beetle people, it says. I'm a Beetle people. Are you a Beetle people? Last but not least, and this is something that has been shown on, Rachel has this, and some of the lesser known channels have shown this. I think I'm going weird. Original artifacts from the British psychedelic scene, 1966 to 1968. Very similar to the Nuggets series here in the US on Rhino. 5 CDs. Great cover art. And just to name a few, July is on here. I have never heard July. I know their album came out for Record Store Day a few years back and everybody clamored to get hold of one. I didn't get one. Traffic's on here. Simon Dupree and the Big Sound. The Kinks. Ron Geeson is on here. Elmer Gantry's Velvet Opera. Manfred Mann, The Status Quo. Fairport Convention, The Mindbenders, which gave us Eric Stewart of 10cc, also played on a few Paul McCartney albums. The Mirage, Family, Procol Harum, Kaleidoscope, Genesis, Spencer Davis Group, Small Faces, the Nashville Teens, Denny Lane, The Who, the Yardbirds, The Move, Incredible String Band, Bonzo Doodah Band, Bonzo Dog Doodah Band, John's Children, Tyrannosaurus Rex, Barclay James Harvest. I have a 5.1 surround disc by Barclay James Harvest. The Poor Man's Moody Blues, as they are known as. The Crazy World of Arthur Brown. The Zombies. Soft Machine. And I'm skipping over a whole lot of bands that I'm not familiar with. But I'm looking forward to hearing them regardless. The Bee Gees are on here. Pretty Things. So, okay. I'm definitely looking forward to digging into this and the Beetle People box. I know this has been a long video. I hope you have enjoyed it. Hope you're having a great Thursday or whatever day it is that you happen to see this. This package arrived actually the day after I started this video, so here I am wearing the exact same thing. But now I have a boatload of music to go get into, and I'm looking forward to every bit of it. I've already got a few things that I want to get from Cherry Red Records next time I'm able, and a few things that I want to get from Vocalion. I saw somebody pronounce it as Vocal Lion. I'm not sure which is correct, but they now have a 5.1 SACD with 4 Chris Christopherson albums on it. And I don't know about you, but I'm going to grab me a copy of that. So, with that said, Thank you for tuning in. I hope you have a great day, and we will see you soon for another update.